All right, here we go. Sorry. The GDP is a measure of economic activity. The GDP is a total amount of goods and services produced in a country in a year. The GDP for a country was about 12.565 trillion, and the population of the country was 318.9 million. Okay, so let's work on this. So our first question is to find the GDP of the country in scientific notation. So we want to write each of these two numbers in scientific notation. So first is the GDP. Okay, so GDP stands for the gross domestic product. So we're going to do, that was given us 12.565, and this is a trillion. Okay, a trillion as a power of 10 is 10 to the 12. Okay, now the question we need to answer is this number in scientific notation? So you notice that this number is not in scientific notation. For a number to be in scientific notation, the decimal must come after the first non-zero digit. Okay, multiply by 10 exponent, what number it is, right? Now, so because the decimal does not come after the first digit number, we're going to move after the first non-zero number, we're going to move the decimal to the left once. And moving it to the left once means that you are increasing the power of 10 by 1. Is that okay? So now this number now transforms into 1.2565 times 10, and this is exponent 13. And this is in scientific notation. Is that okay? Nice. So that is the GDP in scientific notation. Now let's look at the population. So I'll do POP for the population, and the population we're given 318.9, and a million. A million as a power of 10 is what? 10 to the 6. Now, is this number in scientific notation? No. For it to be in scientific notation, the decimal point must come after the first non-zero number, right? Times the power, times 10, and its exponent, okay? So therefore, we have to move this decimal 2 places to the left to make it a scientific notation. So we're going to move 1, 2. And because we move 2 places to the left, we are going to increase this by 2, okay? So now this transforms into 3.189 times 10 exponent 8. And the population is in scientific notation. That's exactly what you see over there. Okay, so we have answered the first two questions. Now the last question is this, the GDP per capita. So per capita, means what? Means per person. Is that okay? So anytime you have a per capita problem, divide by the population. So we're going to divide the GDP by the population. Is that okay? And the GDP is 1.2565 times 10 exponent 13. Put that in parentheses and then divide by 3.189 times 10 exponent what? 8. And when you do this division, that will give you the GDP per capita. So introduce parentheses on your calc, do 1.2565 times 10 exponent 13, close the parentheses, divide by, introduce parentheses, 3.189 times 10 exponent 8, and then close the parentheses. All right, and that gives you 39401.066, but it says you should round to two decimal places. So therefore that becomes 0.07. Is that okay? So that's exactly what you do for this problem. Okay. So notes for scientific notation, move the decimal such that there's one non-zero number in front of the decimal point times 10 and its exponent. Okay. As you move towards the left, you are increasing the power of 10. And as you move towards the right, you are reducing the power of 10. And then finally, for per capita, anytime you see per capita, it means that you should find per person. And if you want to do per person, you divide whatever number that you are given by the population. Okay, so whatever is under consideration, divide by the population and get your per capita value. And that's all that this problem is about. Thank you for your time, and let me know if you have questions. Okay, thank you.